Hello, this is Tim Sedlak of Microfocus, and today we're going to be demoing a feature of the Microfocus Active Directory bridge around custom configuration and robustness and recovery. So let's jump right in and cover what we need to. I'm going to be showing you how we set up a custom configuration and how we have several different ways to enforce that from being the file that you choose. We'll walk through that process. It'll get wrapped into a group policy for distribution by the policy engine, which of course will follow some logical policy flow so you can get some conditional nature around your policy. And finally, I'll show you how you can limit the risk to your system because the system is locally cached, it's validated, and it's persistent. So if anybody makes any changes, we'll recover it. All right, so let's take a look at how that looks. What you see here is a very simple configuration file that I was handed by the app owner or potentially security. And it's got the settings I want for my application. So this is what we will be distributing. Let me close that down. And you'll see in the custom cloud app config group policy here that we have some settings. I'll open it for editing here. And that's under deploy files. We'll find the ability to name your rule, pick your source file through a file picker. I already have one for custom cloud app config. Set your output path and your file permissions, and it'll turn it into a policy that gets stored in sysvol and then distributed per the directions of the policy by the agent. So, oh yes, and in my case, I need to recycle the HTTPD, so I can add that command to services if I want here. I don't technically need it for this rule, it's just an example. So let me go back here and I will show you. Here we are on the Red Hat server on AWS, and you can see that the custom cloud app config and the file watcher is set. So it's received this policy, it's deposited it in the appropriate place, and now my custom cloud app is secure and configured remotely by policy. Now you might ask, what if somebody goes in and makes a change? How is that going to look? So let me go find my configuration file here. And let me show you what that looks like. Just as you might expect, it actually displays what we had in the notepad there. Very simple configuration file. But what if somebody were to get local access and use a simple editor like Nano to go in and change how this app is configured? Maybe they add a line that says this is no longer secure. All right, and we can save that and exit Nano. And now I can show you that that file actually has the line in it that this is no longer secure. Over on the agent side, what's happened in the background is the file watcher has noticed that a file that we've had under watch has been messed with. So if I go back to my group policy management, just to show you here as we edit the Linux settings and the deploy files, this is where you turn on enforcement and a local cache for that. And what's going to happen in the background is it's going to do a policy refresh, which it does every 60 seconds or so to validate that it doesn't need to pick up any changes to policy or new policies. And part of that is noting when files changed and whether or not they need to be refreshed. So here we go. The policy gets applied. We see things from previous demos on denying HTTP and FTP, and then allowing SSH, and then other portions of policy get deployed. And if I come back to my machine and look at it again, I see that I am back to my gold standard. So if somebody had gotten in and made a critical change, it would be a very short time that they would be able to accomplish anything. And your policies would set your security and closes down the window of attack. So with that, if you have further questions or want to know more, you can go to this URL at microfocus.com, ENUS products AD bridge. Thank you.